In the heart of Ahmedabad, amidst the bustling markets and vibrant festivals, lived a man named Arjun. At 45, he was a shadow of his former self, a solitary figure navigating the crowded streets with a heavy heart. Once the center of attention in social circles, his charisma had faded into a mere echo, leaving behind a stark loneliness that clung to him like a second skin. Arjun's journey through life began with a bright smile and a gift for connection. Friends surrounded him, laughter flowed easily, and the joys of youth painted his days with warmth. But that all changed when he turned 12. The onset of gynecomastia transformed his innocence into a burden he could no longer carry. The laughter shifted to whispers, and the eyes that once admired him now cast sidelong glances filled with judgment. In high school, he became an expert at concealment. Baggy clothes hung off his frame, a desperate attempt to hide the physical manifestations of his shame. He avoided swimming pools, gatherings where shirts came off, and any event that might expose his vulnerabilities. Yet, in his mind, he was never truly hidden. He felt every gaze linger a moment too long, every chuckle that echoed in the hallways. His secret was never as secret as he wished it to be. As the years passed, Arjun's anger morphed into a tempest that churned within him. He withdrew further into himself, crafting a fortress of solitude. He had no friends who called, no family that visited. His brother-in-law, a man who would engage with anyone but Arjun, epitomized the isolation that surrounded him. He felt like a ghost in his own life, haunting the memories of what he once was. Nights were the hardest. Lying in the dark, he confronted the demons that tormented him. What am I if I am not who I was? He wondered. Who would I be if I could let go of this pain? The questions swirled endlessly, dragging him deeper into despair. He had been so hard on himself, convinced that his worth was tied to his appearance and the judgments of others. One evening, as he sat on a park bench, the soft glow of streetlights illuminating the path ahead, he noticed a young boy playing nearby. The child giggled, his laughter ringing pure and untainted. For a fleeting moment, Arjun felt a pang of longing, a desire to experience that unguarded joy. But just as quickly, the ache of his own isolation returned, reminding him that he was not that boy anymore.
You look troubled, my friend.
Arjun was hesitant to engage, but something in the man's kind eyes compelled him to speak.
I've lost my way. I feel invisible, trapped in my past. Our past shapes us, yes, but it does not define who we are. Every wrinkle, every scar tells a story. What matters is how we choose to write the next chapter.
Arjun felt a flicker of hope ignite within him. Could he truly reclaim his narrative? Could he step out from the shadows of his insecurities? That night, as he lay in bed, the old man's words echoed in his mind. He began to contemplate the idea of forgiveness, not just for others, but for himself. Perhaps he could start anew, not by erasing his past, but by acknowledging it and choosing to move forward. In the weeks that followed, Arjun took small steps. He started visiting the park more often, watching children play and allowing their laughter to wash over him. He enrolled in a local art class, rediscovering a passion for painting that had long been buried under layers of shame. He began to connect with people again, sharing his journey and finding solace in their stories. Arjun realized that the scars he bore were not signs of weakness, but testaments to his resilience. He was not defined by his past. He was a tapestry of experiences, each thread woven with strength and vulnerability. As he stood before a canvas one evening, brush in hand, he smiled for the first time in years. The colors swirled together, each stroke a celebration of his journey. He was ready to embrace life, imperfections and all, and to finally see the beauty that had always been there, waiting for him to recognize it. In that moment, Arjun understood. He mattered, and his story was far from over.